How will you escape the Russian mafia?
I have a few ideas.
Well, Obsidian and Sega want to do a covert ops RPG, which we felt would be different for the RPG genre. I want to sort of take the real world and add role-playing game elements to it, and sort of make you feel like either James Bond, Jason Bourne, or Jack Bauer, or some combination of the three. Well, the world is you actually become a member of a covert organization called Alpha Protocol that sends rogue agents out into the world to perform special missions for the United States. The only trick is if anything goes wrong with any of the missions, and they have plausible deniability, and they can cut you loose at any time, which forms sort of the basic plot for the game. We sort of allow the main character, Michael Thornton, to sort of be a world traveler. He goes to Rome, Saudi Arabia, Taipei, and a whole bunch of other locations in the game. We try to make sure that the player sort of had the world traveling experience. Initially, the opening of the game provides you a series of about 2 to 3 optional missions that you can complete in any order. And then once you complete that first quote-unquote hub, then a number of other hubs across the world open up to you, and you can explore those in any order and take optional missions from those. We have a number of different combat mechanics in the game. First off, the character can choose to level up their martial arts and go through the game that way if they want. We also try and provide a lot of gadget options for characters that like to prefer to outflank their opponents and set up traps and mines. We provide stealth options for players that want to sneak through levels, and of course for the run and gunners, we have a wide variety of weapons they can use to take out opponents. So whichever way you want to tackle a mission, we try to give you all those options. Some missions you have are more of a contact a local informant and try and find out information from him in a variety of different ways, either by threatening him, bringing up his dossier information, and blackmailing him. Other options are more sneak into an embassy, contact someone in there, and get out without being spotted. Others would be like infiltrating a Russian mob boss's yacht and attempt to find out information from him, but chances are there's going to be a huge firefight once you get onto it. So those are some of the sample missions you can undertake. There's quite a variety. Yeah, the game is all revolving around real time, including the conversation system. There's no pausing for it. Everything just takes place with the sense of urgency. The dialogue stance system we have in Alpha Protocol allows you to sort of take 3 different moods that you want your character to communicate to a target, whether you want to be suave, sort of like James Bond, very aggressive, but you're sort of like more Clint Eastwood aggressive style, or if you want to be like totally professional Paladin style and deal with everyone sort of on the up and up and be honest and practical and like make negotiations and deals. We also try and provide the player with certain actions they can do during conversations. So for certain action players that don't want to spend time like trying to convince someone of something, they can just grab someone by the head, sort of head slam them in the bar, or shoot them in the knee and go, okay, I want to know everything that you need to tell me right now, and then I'm out of here. And if I ever see you again, it's over. Our lead systems designer, Matt McLean, made about 10 different gadgets, and one of my favorites is this thing called a sound generator. And what it does is when you activate it, it sort of puts a target cursor somewhere in the environment, fires off a sound at that location, and then any enemies that are patrolling in that area will go to investigate it. So when you combine that with either trying to stealth by those enemies or setting up remote mines right where you set off that sound generator, you can create some fun combination effects, so it's kind of cool. We actually don't have any vehicles currently Alpha Protocol. We might consider it for a sequel if that happens, but mostly Mike's on foot. We have Michael Thornton at points trying to prevent an assassination attempt at a public rally for a president of Taiwan, which has many people in the environment, and also has him trying to sneak through the sort of backstage areas of the rally. We have you investigating train yards that are still in use, which means you have to watch out for environment hazards as well as the local thugs in the area. Some other locations include we have him going through various plane graveyards in Saudi Arabia and intending to undercover, find out about terrorist cells that are lurking there. There is a great deal of reactivity in Alpha Protocol, so depending on how you treat each major character that you interact with, as well as how you solve certain missions, it is very unlikely that any 2 players will ever get the same end game, and we think that's a huge strength. Alpha Protocol is coming out in October 2009 for PS3, Xbox, and the PC.